Hello everyone, this is Carla and welcome back to the studio and welcome to another episode of Throwback Thursday. For this Thursday we're going to do a little bit of Halloween. So this week I am going to feature the cute Halloween sweet collection. It features the cutest Halloween stamp set, the coordinating punch, a package of 6x6 DSP. It's called the Cute Halloween DSP, the Cute Stars adhesive back sequins, and the black and white gingham ribbon. So let's get started on our first project. So for my first project, we have a piece 11" by 4¼ pumpkin pie cardstock scored at 5½. I have a piece of basic black cardstock measuring 4½ by 3½. I have a piece of the Cute Halloween DSP measuring 4 by 3. And then you could either use 3 pieces that measure 2½ by 2½ old olive cardstock, or a piece that would be big enough to punch out 3 1¾ circles. Then a scrap of the 2 by 2 basic white cardstock, and a scrap of the Cute Halloween DSP featuring the pumpkins. We're going to go and punch those out. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish my card base. And then I'm going to adhere the DSP to this basic black piece. I'm going to go ahead and center that, like so. And then with my old olive, I'm going to bring in, we're going to need our punch. And I'll bring in my 1¾ circle punch. And I'm going to punch out 3 of these circles. Ooh, that one, wow, that one is a little tough. Okay, all right. And then I am going to also need my 1½ punch, and I'm going to punch out a basic white circle. Okay. All right, and then we're going to punch out our pumpkins, and the easiest way to do this so we can line it up in the punch and not punch out one of the other pumpkins, we're going to separate these 3, and then we're going to go and punch it. Now, because it's kind of hard to hold this in place, I'm going to use a post-it note, like right on the corner here, just to kind of make a little bit of a handle to hold it. Then I can come in and line it up. And punch it out. And the other one. So we're going to put some dimensionals on our pumpkins. And then I'm going to put 2 more on each of these circles. Okay. And then for my greeting, I'm going to bring in my basic black ink, or actually it's Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to stamp the greeting that says, "You put a smile on my face," and I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. So, okay, going to adhere each of my pumpkins in the center of these circles. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in my ribbon and my scissors, which I had scissors sitting here. Okay, the scissors disappeared. That's not good. Okay. So I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm just going to wrap it around and I'm going to tie a knot. Let's see if I can do it while I'm filming. It's easy when you're not filming. Okay. Kind of slide that over. Oh, my scissors are right in front of me. Oh my gosh. They're sitting right there in front of me. I don't believe that. Wow. Okay. Take 2. Trim it like so. You guys are probably sitting there watching and say, "They're right in front of you. They're right in front of you." Okay. Now I'm going to adhere this piece onto my card base. And like at an angle, like so. And then our pieces are green circles that have our pumpkins on it. Then remove these backings. And put some adhesive on the back of the greeting piece. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of put this, angle this so this piece here is straight. And then I'm just going to add the pumpkins. And center that in between the 2. And then my greeting, put right up here. Okay, and now we're going to bring in our embellishment. I'm going to take an orange star, put that here, and then we'll take 3 little black stars and we'll add it to the old olive circle. Like so. Okay, so that's our first card. On to our second. Okay, so for card number 2, we got a piece of basic black cardstock measuring 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. A 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of old olive cardstock, a piece of the cute Halloween DSP measuring 5 by 3 3/4, then a strip 3 1/2 by 1/2 inch piece of basic white cardstock, and then a scrap of the cute Halloween DSP. We're going to be punching out this ghost here, and then we'll be fussy cutting these two. And then another scrap of basic white that we'll use to stamp images and punch them out. So first we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold and burnish our card base. So, and we're going to go ahead and put that aside. And then the die cutting, we're going to be doing some die cutting as well. So for our old olive piece, we'll be using the picture this dies, we'll be using this particular die right here. This die right here, so I'll pull that out. So this will be die cut. We'll put this aside. And then we're going to fussy cut that. We'll put that aside. And then we'll go ahead and we'll stamp these pieces. This will be adhered to that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to stamp the outline for this pumpkin. The outline for the skeleton. And then the outline for the cat head. So, then I'm going to bring in my pumpkin pie ink. We'll use that for our pumpkin. I have basic, this is basic gray, correct? Yeah, basic gray. I'll use that for the cat. And then I have gorgeous grape, and we'll use that for the greeting. Okay, so let me bring in the greeting, and this says, have a fabulous Halloween. We're going to go ahead and stamp that right in the middle here. Like so. Actually, we're done with the gorgeous grape. Okay, and let me go ahead and quickly clean these stamps so I can reuse the blocks. I love our Stamp and Scrub. They really get those stamps clean. Okay, so now I'm going to swap out these two stamps for my cat. This is just the fill-in piece. And for the pumpkin, I'm going to come in with my pumpkin pie. I'm going to stamp the inside. And then for the cat, that. Okay. Let me clean these again. So we can do the faces. So we got our skeleton. We have the cat. And then, let's see, our pumpkin. Another block. So we're done with these. Bring in our black. And we're going to do our pumpkin. And then our cat. Okay. And then our skeleton. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to adhere this DSP to the center of the card base. And try to get it even around all four edges. Okay, let me go ahead and bring in my die cutting machine. And I got my punch and I got my scissors, and we'll go ahead and take care of the fussy cutting, the die cutting, and the punching. Okay, so for this piece here, what we're going to do, we're going to take our dimensionals. Which one will we use? We have black and white, so I'm going to actually use the black ones on this piece. Put one in each corner. And then see where else we can put. Put one there. Just so we don't have it bag. Fit in there. Okay. And then, let's see if we can fit another large one here. And then I'm bringing the small ones and put in the middle here. Put one more over there. Okay, put that aside. And we'll remove our backings. Halloween's not one of those holidays that I really celebrate, but when it comes to, crafting, I love to do cutesy Halloween. I don't do like that gory stuff, so like the horror movies and everything, I don't watch those. Okay, so for this piece, I'm going to kind of center this on the card base and over that DSP, like so. Okay, and then on my greeting, I'm going to use a couple of the white dimensionals. I'll put a couple on here, not putting any on the very edge because that will overlap a little bit on the opening. Okay, put that right here in the middle. A little bit better. Okay. And then, let's see, we're going to take our pumpkin and our skull and our cat and we'll put dimensionals on them. Oh, I didn't mention that I forgot to use my old Olive Stampin' Right marker just to color in the stem of the pumpkin before. We'll put him over on this side. We'll have them overlap just a little bit. And then our cat right here. And then we'll put our skull in the middle. Okay, and then for our ghost, we're going to put dimensionals on them as well. This one ghost is so stinking cute, this little chubby one. Like I said, Halloween I don't really do, but cutesy Halloween, yeah, I'll do that. So this ghost, I'm going to put him over on this side here. He's so stinking cute. Put this one right over here. And then this one's hilarious. He's stuffing his face with candy. That's too cute. Put him in the middle. Okay, so then let's go and get some of our embellishments. And actually, let me do one other thing first. So I'm going to take a piece of this ribbon. I'm going to create a bow. Like so, just so I know how big of a piece I need. Go ahead and cut it. And then let me bring in a piece of my scrap paper. this up. And then I'm going to use my dark pumpkin pie stamp and blend. And I'm going to use my brush tip and I'm going to color my ribbon. Turn it over. Now I'm using the side of the brush tip. I'm not going straight down with it. Don't want to damage the brush tip. Okay, so we'll give that a second to dry. And when you use alcohol markers to customize, ribbon when you color it, after it dries, it actually stiffens up the ribbon some. Okay, so we're going to let this dry a little bit. Let's put our embellishments on in the meantime. So I'm going to take the small orange star and we'll put that, let's see, I'll put that up here in this corner. And then we'll take one of our purplish looking ones and we'll stick that right there. And then a large black star we'll put down here. Okay, now let's go ahead and tie our ribbon. That's nice with the alcohol markers. The ink dries quickly, so you don't have to wait a long time for it to dry. Just make our loops a little even, like so. And I'll come and I'll just trim the tail. And then I'm going to bring in a small black dimensional. And I'm going to put that on the back of the bow. And remove the backing, and then I'm going to put it right here in this gap between the greeting and the bottom of that die cut. Okay, so there's our second card. Now on to our third. Okay, so for our third card, I have a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Highland heather measuring 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of basic black measuring 5 1/4 by 4 3/8. And I took a piece of the DSP. It measures 4 inches by 3 1/8, and then I just cut these into 1-inch strips. And then I have like a 2 by 2 inch scrap of basic white for the stamping and the punching. So first I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish my card base. And put that aside. Then on my piece of white, I'm going to use my pumpkin pie ink. And I'm going to stamp Trick or Treat right here in the middle. And then I'm going to bring in my 1 1/4 inch circle punch. Center that. Rinse that out. Put that aside. Okay, and then for my Highland Heather piece, I am going to use the Cobwebs 3D embossing folder. So let me go ahead and bring out the machine and let me go ahead and emboss that. Okay, so I'm going to take this Highland Heather embossed piece and I'm going to adhere this to my card base. And center that on there. So, and then for these pieces here, need them to be in the right order. So just kind of lining them up to make sure they match up. Okay. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of these. Now, let me get a piece of paper. Since that's black, let me get a piece of white paper. Just so we can see. Make it easier to put this down. So I'm just going to put a strip of adhesive on each of these pieces. Put some on the edge. Okay. And I'm going to start on the very end. I'm going to do the ends first and then put in the other pieces. So I'm just going to center that so it looks like there's an even border around that piece. And then I will put this end piece on. Like so. And then we'll add this piece. Kind of line these up so we get them even. With that piece, and we'll press that down until after I get all of them on there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll press those down. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. I'm going to bring in my black dimensionals again. The black ones are really great for the dark colored cardstocks. Let it press down. We'll remove all the backings. And then we'll go ahead and center that onto our card base. Ooh, you almost put it upside down. Okay, we'll put that over just a little bit right there. And so for the back of my reading piece, I'm going to add some adhesive. And then my ribbon, I'm going to kind of do a bit of a zigzag behind it. I put the adhesive on the back of this so that way this will stick to it. So go ahead and trim this. We'll trim this a little bit more. Move that out of the way, and then I'll bring in my white dimensionals. I'll put 2 on the back of this. Paper backings. And then we'll put this right up here in this corner. Okay, and then we'll bring in our cute stars. And we'll go ahead and we'll use these ones here. I'll put one down here. And up there, and then one more right over here. Okay, so that's our third card. Let me bring in our other ones. So this was the first card that we made, our second, and then our third. So for the next I think 1 or 2 Throwback Thursdays up until Halloween, I will be creating Halloween projects using the retired product. For my Step It Up Saturday, they're going to be Halloween projects as well, but they will be done with the current product. So I thank you for joining me for this episode of Throwback Thursday. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. In the meantime, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps in building my channel. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.